I'll tell you what to do, right? I'm the second best heavyweight in the world. You're going to give me some respect. I don't know anymore, mate. Tell Usyk to turn up. Give him the directions to Ipswich. I'll give him my postcode. He can come find me and we can do it in the garden. Like, I don't care. Like, as long as he's there, bring his belts. Let's get this on.
I'm public in my position. I want Usyk to retire as fast as it's possible. I was even against his fight with Dubois, but okay, fighting Dubois makes some sense, becoming triple undisputed. But give me one, not two, not three, one reason to fight Wardley.
Once he gets you, he's a good finisher, he's all over you. You're in trouble. And if he does that to Usyk, yeah, I think he can stop him.
It's the warning no one expected to hear. According to Oleksandr Usyk's former promoter, the Ukrainian superstar should retire now, not fight Fabio Wardley, not risk it, not even think about it.
At the early stage in my career, almost a weird kind of full circle moment, because maybe he saw something in me early on before everyone else, because like, he had me out there when I was 3 fights in and sparring with him, and I sparred with him, and then he brought me back again, so I must have done something right the first time around. So maybe he's looking at me and nodding his head a bit and saying, yeah, you know what, go on, like I knew you had a little bit of something and you're doing well, so look, I'm looking forward to hopping in the ring and having a scrap with him. Hello, Usyk.
Because if he trades punches with the British knockout artist, things could go downhill fast, and that's exactly what the boxing world is arguing about right now. Whether Usyk, the master technician, should risk his legacy against a man being called the new danger of heavyweight boxing.
But ultimately, I have self-belief. I don't care who he is. He's at the bare bones of it, he's just a man across the ring with 2 arms, the same as me. So any man that steps in that ring with me, I can defeat.
Oleksandr Usyk, the undefeated, undisputed heavyweight champion, has been advised to walk away from the sport before it's too late. And the advice didn't come from a critic or rival, it came from someone who knows him best, his former promoter, Alexander Krasyuk. Krasyuk made it clear, in his eyes, there is no reason for Usyk to fight Fabio Wardley. Not for belts, not for pride, and not even for money. To him, the risk far outweighs the reward.
I'm public in my position. I want Usyk to retire as fast as it's possible. I was even against his fight with Dubois, but okay, fighting Dubois makes some sense, becoming triple undisputed. But give me one, not two, not three, one reason to fight Wardley. With all respect to this guy, with all the credits to him, but I'm thinking from Usyk's perspective. There is not even money is not the reason, because there is no money in their fight, unless a miracle happens and the magician comes by the helicopter with loads of money.
He admitted that he was against Usyk's fight with Daniel Dubois, even though that bout made some sense, because it allowed Usyk to further cement his place as a 3-time undisputed heavyweight champion. But facing Wardley, Krasyuk says there's nothing to gain and everything to lose. From his perspective, Usyk's legacy is already written in gold. He's the man who conquered cruiserweight, became undisputed there, then moved up and did the same at heavyweight.
To conquer the land of boxing and paying, I don't know, 50 million to Usyk, then it might make sense. Otherwise, why should he risk everything he gained for the last 13 years? 3-time undisputed. We spoke. You mentioned, if he loses, people will remember his loss only. Lennox Lewis is the best role model for this. Leave, and there is a saying, it's better to leave 1 hour before than 2 minutes after.
But not everyone agrees, because while Krasyuk sees danger, Fabio Wardley sees opportunity. The British heavyweight has made his intentions very clear. He wants Oleksandr Usyk next. After defeating Joseph Parker, Wardley declared himself the danger man of the heavyweight division and said there's no other name he wants more.
Fabio, a quick message for Oleksandr Usyk.
I'm coming, baby, I'm coming.
How many more wars can you be in? How many more wars like this can you be in?
I keep saying not another one, but there's something in me. I think I just love it too much.
You said that you weren't hurt at all during that fight, but you hurt him. At what point did you know that he was hurt?
Look, I know I can hurt anyone in this division, so look, it takes a bit of time, takes a bit of building too, but I'm always going to get to him.
He told the media that the WBO ruling states the winner of Parker versus Wardley must face Usyk, and he expects the Ukrainian champion to stand by that. Wardley said he's ready anywhere, anytime. He doesn't care about the location or timing. Whether it's in London, Riyadh, or anywhere else in the world, he just wants a date and a venue. He said, just give me a time, a date, a location, and I'll see you there.
One of the generational talents, one of the best to ever do it, on all the marbles. There's nothing more I could ask for. There's nothing more I could want within this sport. So, just like everything else that's led me here, all I've ever asked for is the opportunity, and I've got that. And I'm not planning on stopping here. I'm not planning on getting in the ring with Usyk and going, look, thanks for having me, and just rolling over. That's not what I'm about. I think you saw that tonight. So, yeah, look, when that bell does go, me and Usyk do finally get in the ring, he's gonna have to work for it. Tell Usyk to turn up, give him the directions to Ipswich. I'll give him my postcode, he can come find me and we can do it in the garden, but I don't care. Like, as long as he's there, bring his belts, let's get this on.
He called himself the Danger Man for a reason. According to him, he's the fighter everyone underestimates, the one people write off until it's too late, and he doesn't want Usyk to make that same mistake.
Yeah, look, if we could get it in Ipswich, that'd be fantastic. To see Oleksandr Usyk wandering around Ipswich would be quite a funny sight, I think. But yeah, I don't know if that's the one that's going to come off. But look, if he wants it there, then don't worry, we'll welcome him with open arms.
Meanwhile, promoter Frank Warren has already started planning the showdown. He revealed that negotiations for Usyk versus Wardley will begin soon, and if both sides can't agree, the fight will go to purse bids. Warren said the fight will likely happen next year, possibly in March, and that there are only two logical venues, Riyadh or London.
Look, everybody says about levels, but he's got something as well, as I've said before. He's got levelers. He's got them. He's got tremendous power, and if he catches you with them, he levels you. That's what he does. If he, you know, whether you're whoever you are, whatever heavyweight, you're getting hit with shots like that. And once he gets you, he's a good finisher. He's all over you. You're in trouble. And if he does that to Usyk, yeah, I think he can stop him. Usyk will be a big favourite going into the fight. Of course he will, and he's got all that wealth of experience. But you've got to give him a chance, and he fancies it. That's the thing about him, he fancies these fights.
He believes Wembley Stadium would be perfect for it. A massive crowd, a global audience, and a guaranteed sellout. He described it as a fight that sells itself. Usyk, the tactical genius, versus Wardley, the explosive British puncher.
Done what you had to do.
When do you expect to make Usyk?
Where am I going? Am I going the right way?
When do you expect to make Usyk Wardley?
When do I expect to make it? It won't be till next year, so let the dust settle and we'll start the negotiations and go from there.
What about Dillian White versus Chisora? How close are we to that fight?
I think that'll happen. It's he's got two over him, hasn't he? So it's going to be his 50th. He won't want to lose that. You know, you've got two absolute foes going to get it on again.
But the debate continues. Is this fight even worth it for Usyk? Because while some believe it's a fresh challenge, others say it's a dangerous trap.
That's how Fabio Wardley is thinking in all of these fights. And make no mistake, Fabio Wardley against Oleksandr Usyk, he won't be overawed there. He won't be thinking, oh, Usyk, you're so good at boxing, you're such a master boxer, I know you've beaten all of these guys, I bow down to your legacy and everything you've done. No, he'll be thinking, you're next. I'll knock you out too. And I love that. I love that with Fabio. And now, conversation will turn to Usyk versus Wardley. And now, once again, people will be saying this is a step too far for Fabio Wardley. This one's too much. There's not a chance. He's got no chance in this fight.
Dave Allen, another British heavyweight, recently shared his honest take. He praised Wardley for his toughness, his work rate, and his power, saying you can never count him out in a fight. But even with all those qualities, Allen admitted that he just can't see Wardley beating Usyk. In his opinion, the Ukrainian's skill, experience, and movement are simply on another level. He said, you can't really rule that man out, to be honest. He's that fit, that tough, punches that hard, and he has the want to punch that you can't really rule him out. But can I see him beating Usyk? Not really. Can't see him getting anywhere near him. According to him, Wardley is improving fast, but Usyk is a different kind of fighter, one that's almost impossible to catch clean. Allen even admitted he was wrong before. He thought Joseph Parker would beat Wardley easily. He asserted that he had to hold his hands up and admit that Wardley proved him wrong. Wardley, in his eyes, is getting better all the time, but not quite ready to dethrone someone like Usyk. He said, "But I was certain Parker would beat him, so yeah, I've got to hold my hands up. I was very, very, very wrong. He's getting better all the time." Meanwhile, Tyson Fury also weighed in after Wardley's win over Parker. Fury, who knows the highs and lows of heavyweight boxing better than anyone, praised both men for a thrilling fight. He said Parker was doing great and had been ahead on points, but Wardley's power changed everything in the later rounds. Fury described it perfectly. In heavyweight boxing, you can't go swimming without getting wet. One mistake, one punch, and everything flips.
Morning, guys. The aftermath of a fantastic fight last night between Joseph Parker and Fabio Wardley. The fight was an amazing fight. Both fighters had a lot of success. I had Joe about 4 rounds up going into round 11. It's heavyweight boxing. You can't go swimming and not get wet. And it's cliche. He got wet and, the referee jumped in. A few unanswered shots and that's what it takes. It's one of those things. It's heavyweight boxing. You can get caught. I know all about getting caught.
He congratulated Wardley for proving the critics wrong and said the British fighter earned respect with that win. But when it came to Usyk, Fury's message was clear. He called Usyk a special talent, a brilliant boxer, and one of the best technicians of this era. Still, he acknowledged Wardley's danger, saying that if Wardley lands clean, he could knock out anyone. According to Fury, Wardley's power lasts all fight long. He's not a fighter who fades after a few rounds. He stays dangerous until the final bell.
But on a whole, it was a fantastic event. Congratulations to Frank Warren and Queensbury for putting on a major event at the O2 between two great heavyweights. Joseph Parker's going to come back stronger. I know that. Commiserations to my brother and all the team. Everyone did a fantastic job. Everyone got home, got paid, got laid, and got home in one piece. Can't say any further than that. Good luck. Have a fantastic day.
Wardley himself also broke down the idea of facing Usyk. He admitted that Usyk is a generational talent, smart, slick, and technically brilliant, but he's not unbeatable. Wardley said he respects what Usyk has done, but he doesn't see him as untouchable. He believes his power, aggression, and self-belief can make the difference.
I'm pretty confident. Look, I know him and his team came out maybe a week or so before the fight and said, look, they were keeping a close eye on the fight and they were keen to take on the winner, whether it be me or Joe. And look, I've spent some time with them. I know them as a team and I believe them to be men of their word. And I think that's something they will follow up on. But ultimately, Usyk is the big dog of the division at the moment. He does run the game, so it is up to him or whatever he wants to do.
Reflecting on his win over Parker, Wardley said he understood why people thought the stoppage was controversial, but from his point of view, Parker had already taken too many heavy shots. He said by the 10th and 11th rounds, the tide had turned, and it was only going one way, his way. Wardley believes that fight proved his ability to dig deep, stay composed, and finish strong, the kind of qualities he'll need if he ever steps in against Usyk.
Into it, the accumulation of punches he was taking, not only in the 11th, but also in the 10th as well. It was really kind of showing the sway of the fight and the way things were going, and it was only going one way. And yeah, okay, look, even if you concede and maybe you give him some more time, there's still a minute and a half left in the round. Now, I'm still on top, I'm still throwing punches, and look, for all that's on the line, I know everything that's at stake as well. And if everyone thinks that for the last minute or so of the round that I've got Joseph Parker hurt and I'm just going to take the round off and now relax and chill out, you don't know me at all. That's not how I'm going to go about things. I get the finish, I get the job done one way or another. So that's not to say that Parker is a great fighter, a great competitor, great to have on the night, but that fight by that point was only going one way.
So here stands the debate. On one side, the cautious voices, the promoters and analysts warning Usyk to protect his legacy and retire before the danger catches up. On the other, the fearless contenders, men like Fabio Wardley who see opportunity in what others call risk.
I read a book years ago called Sharks in Suits. I think it's about psychopaths. So it doesn't matter whether you're wearing a suit or you're working an office job, it's what's in your head. And there's a saying, not all psychopaths are murderers and not all murderers are psychopaths. So if you've got that kind of edge to you where you've got them kind of tendencies to like be able to distance yourself and then beat somebody up and then put yourself back in that normal role, well, that's all that's needed in boxing. You've got to be able to detach yourself a little bit from it. And the detachment sometimes comes from living a rough life, like on the streets, and not having any parents look after you and having to bring yourself up and having to fight for survival. That kind of makes you be able to cut off from stuff, and it gives you that kind of edge. But that can also be done in different ways.
For Krasiuk, it's simple logic. Usyk has conquered enough mountains. For Wardley, it's destiny, a chance to shock the world and prove the doubters wrong. And for fans, it's the perfect storm, a technical genius versus a fearless brawler, a master of movement against the man who believes every punch can end a fight.
So, you know, there's different ways to achieve it. Loads of rough kids off the streets who are violent and everything else, but they can't fight. So it's a combination of a lot of things. So, but we don't really know, do we, Fabio's true background?
One thing's certain, if this fight happens, it won't just be another title defense. It'll be a clash of eras, of styles, of hunger versus legacy. A moment where Oleksandr Usyk must decide, protect the crown, or risk it all against the danger man of Britain. And if he listens to his old promoter, he might just hang up the gloves before finding out. Because as Krasiuk warned, sometimes in boxing, it's better to leave 1 hour early than 2 minutes too late.
I think Joseph Parker will have woke up Sunday morning thinking, why did they take that shot? He's just give away and not by choice, by the way, he's had it taken away, but he was in a mandatory position to fight Usyk next. No matter what happened, he was next in line. And he's took a fight where Wardley, I think he felt that he could just get out of there, and it looked like most of the time in that fight that he could. And it's massively backfired.
Yeah, for me, you know, I think Parker's thrown it away. I mean, not only tactically for this fight, but like I say, I don't really think he had to fight Fabio Wardley.
He got greedy, didn't he?
Yeah, he probably thought to himself, you know what, I'll fight him. The guy can fight, and if I beat him, then it's going to boost my stock.
Do you think he could have underestimated him, Duke?
100% he's underestimated him.
So what do you think? Should Usyk walk away now and protect his legacy? Or should he face Fabio Wardley and prove once again why he's one of the best to ever do it? Drop your thoughts below. And if you love real boxing talk, breakdowns, and drama from the fight world, make sure you hit subscribe, because this is Ring Rivalry, where every punch tells a story.